Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Katholina with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ro-Pax service between Hazira and Ghogha is next generation transport for people of Gujarat. Democrat Joe Biden becomes 46th President of the United States. Kamala Harris becomes first woman in American history to be elected as Vice President. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs to 9,474. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today virtually inaugurated the Ro-Pax terminal at Hazira and flagged off Ro-Pax service between Hazira and Ghogha in Gujarat. It marks a big step towards the Prime Minister's vision of harnessing waterways and integrating them with the economic development of the country. The Prime Minister also interacted with local users of the service during the event. Modi termed this service as the next generation transport and infrastructure for the people of Gujarat. He said, with the introduction of this service, dreams of people of Saurashtra and South Gujarat have been fulfilled and their long wait has ended. Modi said the facility will reduce the distance between Ghogha and Hazira from 375 kilometers to 90 kilometers. Modi said the distance which used to take 10 to 12 hours to cover will now take only 3 to 4 hours. Prime Minister Modi said it will save time and the expenses will also be reduced. Democrat Joe Biden beat Republican Donald Trump to become the 46th President of the United States in a very closely fought presidential election which witnessed many cliffhanger episodes. Biden clinched the race by securing 279 electoral votes. The winning moment was decided when the Democrats made a stamping lead in the state of Pennsylvania, sealing their victory in one of the most crucial swing states. With the declaration of Joe Biden as the president-elect, based on the projections of the electoral votes, Democratic Party candidate Kamala Harris has also secured her position as the first woman to be the Vice President of the USA. Harris is also credited to be the first woman of Indian American and African American origin to be a member of the United States Senate. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have congratulated Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on their victory. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 92.49%. Health Ministry said during the last 24 hours, more than 49,000 COVID patients have recovered. The total number of recoveries has gone up to over 78,68,000. The actual caseload currently comprises only 6.03% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 5,12,000. During the past 24 hours, 45,674 new cases and 559 deaths were reported. With this, the total number of positive cases in the country is over 85 lakh and death toll is 1,26,121. In Nagaland, 19 fresh positive cases of COVID-19 were detected today, taking the total tally to 9,474. Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangnupom in a tweet said 12 cases were reported from Kohima, 3 in Mon, 2 from Dimapur, and 1 each in Mokchun and Tuensang. In addition, 101 patients have recovered from the infection, which included 55 from Dimapur, 25 from Kohima, 19 in Mon, and 1 each from Mogokchung and Paran. Of the fresh cases reported today, 17 cases were from the trace contacts and 1 each from returnee and frontline worker. The state has now 8,350 recovered cases, while active cases stand at 985. Of the 49 deaths registered, 40 have died due to COVID, while 6 deaths are non-COVID related and 3 deaths are under investigation. So far, 90 cases have migrated. 3 houses were completely burnt down and 5 houses damaged in a fire incident at Wakching, under Mon district today around 10:30 a.m. The incident happened when the village members had gone to attend the church service. Property worth 30 lakh rupees were burnt down, including 3 lakh cash. The fire was doused off by the villagers. There was no report of any casualty. A short circuit is suspected to be the cause of the fire. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said government is changing the name of the Ministry of Shipping and it will be known as the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Modi said to reduce expenditure on logistics, India is fast developing multimodal connectivity. He said, we are trying to interconnect the infrastructure related to road, rail, air and shipping and removing the silos in this process. Prime Minister Modi said, we are still spending more money on transportation in comparison to the other nation and added that cost of logistics can be reduced through water transport. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued a notification making FASTags mandatory for all four-wheel vehicles from 1st January next year. This will apply to all vehicles as well as M and N category of motor vehicles sold before 1st December 2017. As per Central Motor Vehicles Rules 1989, FASTag had been made mandatory for all registration of new four-wheeled vehicles since 1st December 2017 and is being supplied by vehicle manufacturer or their dealers. For national permit vehicles, fitment of FASTag has been mandated since 1st of October 2019. The ministry said valid FASTag is also mandatory while getting a new third-party insurance through an amendment in Certificate of Insurance, wherein details of FASTag ID will be captured, which will be applicable from 1st April next year. Union Minister for Science Technology, Earth Sciences Dr. Harsh Vardhan chaired the first of its kind policy consultation with highly skilled Indian diaspora to facilitate channels for them to contribute to India's science technology and innovation policy STIP 2020 last evening in New Delhi. Vardhan said that the landmark policy initiative has been started as India and the world reorient in the present context of COVID-19 crisis. He emphasized that the consultation aims at generating and streamlining key ideas in the making of STIP 2020 and involving the Indian diaspora as one of the major stakeholders in the policy formulation process. The minister encouraged the Indian scientific diaspora to share their suggestions on the policy, adding that these suggestions will be collated and considered to be included in the draft STI policy. Advisor for Youth Resources and Sports, Zalenika, called upon the student community to work hard and make the teachers and parents proud by becoming an asset for the society. He said this during the 75th anniversary of John Government Higher Secondary School at Visama yesterday. Nika said the school today stands proud for its visionary and enlightened leaders and John of Visama village, observing that the school has produced many scholars, officers and prominent personalities over the years. He added the school is not only a blessing for the village, but all the Satanangami villages, both far and near, and also to some of the neighboring villages in Nagaland. During the celebration, the advisor also announced Department of Youth Resources and Sports had proposed a multi-purpose hall in Visama village at John Government Higher Secondary School. Advisor Nika informed that the administrative approval was accorded by Government of India, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and is currently under perusal for release of sanction. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps: wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. To end the news, the headlines here again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ro-Pax service between Hazira and Ghogha is next generation transport for people of Gujarat. Democrat Joe Biden becomes 46th President of the United States. Kamala Harris becomes first woman in American history to be elected as Vice President. Country's COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs to 9,474. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Have a pleasant night.